to you from Little Rock, Arkansas. Welcome to Sips on the Rock with Legacy Wine and Spirits. Join hosts and store owners Johnny Akins and David Bevins, along with product expert extraordinaire Jake Dell, as we chat about booze, news, and other happenings in the wide world of wine and spirits. Now, let's get to sipping.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Sips on the Rock. Sorry, we're a few minutes late, so actually we're going to try to be live every Thursday at 4 o'clock because this was our first episode. We had a few little technical struggles to get through, but
video live Thursday.
Oh, sorry, yes.
Podcast live episode will drop Tuesday.
That's right.
That is right.
So, what are we talking about today, guys?
Welcome to the first episode. I'm excited.
All right, this is very exciting. We're happy to be here.
Yeah.
As you can tell, this is our first time dipping our toe into the podcast world.
Right. So, we actually had talked about doing a podcast a long, long time ago and never really worked up the courage to do it. And some friends of ours, Lisa and Larry, they came to do a podcast in our store one day, and they said, you should really be doing this. And Lisa's been trying to push us to do this for a while. And they had their producers here, Clayton Creative. And so Clayton Creative came in and said, you know what, we can totally set you guys up. And so now they're our producers as well.
And here we are.
That's right.
I love any excuse to get in front of a microphone.
That is right.
So, and speaking of Lisa and Larry, of course, we have to give them a little shout out too and tell you guys to follow their show, the Lisa and Larry show. We love them. And I'm sure that we'll be
highly entertaining.
Yeah. Never a dull moment.
I'm sure we'll be shooting comments back and forth to each other. So I think today what we're going to try to focus on is some of our barrel picks that we have in place right now. We have 4 right now, Jake. Is that right?
Correct.
And we actually are not. We're just going to kind of mention all 4 of them, but we're going to talk in detail about
a little in depth on one.
A little in depth on one, and then we'll kind of maybe spin off in other episodes more details about the other 4. And we even have samples poured for us today on the one that we're going to talk
about. One of the perks of working in this industry.
Right. Yeah. You've never worked in a business before. I'm sure that, you have sales reps come in with 12 different tequilas to taste before 10 o'clock in the morning.
Right. And then wine later on.
Right. But of course, we always spit.
Yes, that's right. Yes. Because we're responsible.
So
you have to.
I figured we'd kind of talk a little bit on like the process of doing a barrel pick, because I'm sure a lot of people out there don't know how it happens, and they just walk in the store and see a barrel pick, and it's not as easy as just saying, "Oh, we get a barrel, send us a barrel." Okay, yeah. So the one we're going to talk about first today is Elijah Craig, a pretty famous distillery out of Kentucky, part of the Heaven Hill brand family.
No.
Yeah.
Suntory.
No. Bean.
We were talking about something else earlier.
We're talking about something else earlier.
So Elijah Craig is a Heaven Hill bourbon out of Kentucky, along with other brands like McKenna, Larceny, Old Fitzgerald, Parker's Heritage. Really, really good stuff, high quality stuff. But so what happens is, our rep will come in and have between 3 to 5 samples that they will get straight from the distillery in teeny tiny little bottles. And we will usually gather the 3 of ourselves here and have an extra fun day sampling those different ones. And then you get to pick, and they will bottle up the entire barrel, put it all in bottles and slap your name on it, little cute sticker, sometimes a hang tag, but something that's 100% yours that you get to share with your customers.
Some of them even go some of them are even as cool as like the Maker's Mark barrel pick that we have.
Super cool one.
Yeah, super
That's
cool.
The best program.
We literally, all 3 of us, we've done this 2 different times, where we go into our distributor's office and they have all these different variations of
staves.
Staves.
Yeah, different kinds of wood.
So you can literally take different samples of each of these and mix your own barrel pick and.
Then by process of elimination.
Yeah, that's right.
That was
we all 3 come up with one, and then we taste which one is the best. And I don't mean to brag, but man, was the best one this past.
So far, David's the only one who
I am 0 for 2.
So that's something to look forward to, because we have another Maker's barrel pick that will be coming soon.
Yeah, I think before the holidays.
Yeah, definitely before the holidays.
Yeah.
So back to the Elijah Craig. We poured some little samples.
Oh yeah.
To kind of revisit the one that we ended up picking. This one, it's a 10-year. Thank you. Uncut, unfiltered bourbon, and it's really high proof at 125.5 proof.
That is right.
If we go off the air automatically really quickly, it's because I spilt my drink in my laptop.
let's do a toast to our first podcast.
Oh, first up. Yeah,
Right?
first
Cheers, y'all.
Darren, do you want to try this? Jeffrey. Ooh,
They're
that's
working.
good. I don't think I've tried this one yet. I don't know.
I don't think you were here for this
I
one.
don't think I was involved in
No.
this barrel pick. I was
It's David and I and
probably
Meza,
I was probably
Rachel.
working from home.
Rachel. Yeah. We've done so many now. They run together.
She smells good too. We actually poured this like 30
It
minutes
is
ago,
hot on
so
the
it's-
palate.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so we do have this open bottle. We didn't just crack one because if you come into our store, we obviously have bottles of all of our barrel picks for you to sample, free of charge. A tiny little sample by Arkansas law, totally cool, totally
Yep.
legal.
Yeah, that's right.
We're on the
Try a
up and
little
up.
taste. So
Yeah, so if you ever want to try any of these barrel picks, just come see someone.
if you like what you hear,
That's right. So what were the details about this one again? I don't know if I was.
so it's 10 years old, which is kind of on the older side of doing these barrel picks because they are a little on the pricier side compared to just your everyday run-of-the-mill Elijah Craig. But 125.5 proof, uncut and unfiltered, so it's not watered down like you see with a lot of whiskeys that the distillers will add water to cut it down to 80 proof. This is no water added, so you can do that yourself at home. Thought about earlier, I like to drink my whiskey with maybe a couple drops of water or one single tiny ice cube. How do you guys like your whiskey?
I do the same, and so that's actually probably a good thing for us to maybe talk about with our listeners is explain to them what that does. You know, the
Totally changes it. It opens it up. You know, just 1-2 drops of water is really all you need when you're doing a tasting like that. When you first taste it, I like to start it
Right.
Unadul-
It's the first time
unadulterated.
first sips you take, have it neat to kind of get the full effect. And then as it sits there, water does open it up and adds depth and complexity to it. Opens up flavors that weren't there at first glance.
That's right.
You know, and the barrel picks have gotten so popular now because, you know, the unicorns are just increasingly hard to come by. So now
Unicorns
everyone's
like
looking for
Pappy Van Winkle.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
now everyone's looking for the barrel picks, and we happen to have 4 at the current moment, and more
More to
rolling
come.
in.
Plenty
Yeah.
more to come. Yeah,
Yeah.
we do as many as we can. Obviously, we would get single barrel Blantons if we could, but
Yeah, it's not
in Arkansas, that just
That's
doesn't exist.
almost laughable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not happening. Let's see here. What else we got?
Well, got any tasting notes that jump out on this before we just move on from this specific?
I mean, definitely oak is in there. You know, you got to wait through the burn.
It is hot.
It's
This
hot.
is a more of a cold weather
look,
whiskey.
look,
It's
definitely.
nice and
We
hot.
have water. We have water.
I get a lot of big nutty notes from this one, kind of almond and then brown sugar.
Drop in there.
Yeah.
But like we were mentioning before we move on from talking about barrel picks, we do have a Koval rye whiskey in right now, an Oak and Eden that is aged with a stave inside the bottle, which is a cool proprietary process that they have, and then a Blue Note uncut, unfiltered bourbon from Memphis, which is real nice too.
Yeah.
They're one of the hotter ones.
They're all exciting.
All exciting.
What are the proofs on these?
Let's see. The Koval rye single barrel here is 55%, so 110 proof. I think the Oak and Eden is your straight. That's 58, so 116.
And we're at 119.7.
So if you like high proof whiskeys, we got plenty in here for you right now.
Got a handful.
for sure.
That is kind of the hot thing in the bourbon world these days is higher proof.
You know, oddly enough, I like this Elijah Craig without the water better.
No, do you? Lightens
I
it
might
up
have
for me.
poured a little too
Yeah,
much
yeah.
water, though.
I guess I'm kind of a sissy when it comes to whiskey, a hot whiskey, because
Supposedly, when I was doing a little research on Elijah Craig, he was the first man to char oak barrels in 1789, which is a cool
Wow.
concept that now everybody does. But they put super hot flames to the inside of the barrel, and it caramelizes sugars and also seals up a lot of the pores so it doesn't just leak out. But it's really cool flavors to whiskeys, and apparently he was the first to do it.
And you know what I didn't know? the color in whiskey does not come from the char. It comes from the wood.
Who told us that? It was recently.
Yeah, it kind of stunned me.
Yeah.
I must have been out on that one. I didn't hit it. I guess I'm always absent.
It was under the table. So, Jake, you had mentioned how good this would be for cold weather.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of cold weather, what's next on that agenda?
Fall beers.
Fall beers are here.
I'm
Already.
a beer guy. I'm a beer guy at heart. I started out here as a beer manager and worked my way up to product expert extraordinaire,
That's right.
as it were.
And head buyer. He buys all the booze here. So if there's ever something out on the shelf, you can tell.
We'll give you his cell number.
Right.
Yeah, we'll give
No,
you Jake's
no.
stuff on the. You talk to him about it.
Yeah, so fall beers get here earlier and earlier every year because each brewery wants to be the first one on the shelf. And it used to be a joke that Sam Adams Oktoberfest would show up early September, and now it's almost the end of July.
Right.
These beers are coming in, and
Yeah, I mean, we've had some of these for a couple of weeks. You're right.
Oktoberfest usually beat the pumpkin beers here, but yeah, I mean, like I said, everybody wants to be the first, and we got the Lost 40 Hunter. Lost 40 is a local brewery here in Little Rock, Arkansas that we love, and they do lots of cool stuff. Their Hunter Oktoberfest, I believe, has won some kind of award at a World Beer Cup or something. I know they got plenty of
I'm
hardware
sure.
there. Anyway,
Right,
they really know
definitely.
what they're doing. But yeah, like we're talking about how early they come. A lot of times the Oktoberfest will be sold out before October's over.
I was about
Right.
to say the same thing. Like a lot of times, the fall's come and gone, and we have no fall beers.
And then the Christmas beers are going to spice Christmas. But so yeah, be on the lookout because Oktoberfest beers they'll keep rolling in, and then you have your weird pumpkin beers. I know New Belgium does a spicy pumpkin beer that's really crazy and really out there.
What was the one that you had at the lake this weekend?
It was this Rogue Pumpkin Patch.
Oh, that was it.
Yeah.
Leah, our beer manager, told me she had it last night. Said it was really, really good.
I liked
nice.
it. I liked it a lot.
I've never seen it. It says roasted pumpkins in
Yeah,
there, which speaking
course.
of char,
Char. Yeah.
Of course, we were at the
Theme.
lake, and it was like 1,000 degrees outside, so it wasn't really hitting the palate. But I did like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think drinking certain stuff in certain temperatures can be overrated. Somebody said that to me, like, why would you want to drink a stout when it's 100 degrees? I was like, it's not 100
Oh.
degrees in my house.
I'm all for it.
It's always stout season. I mean, I get not out on the boat on the lake, but
Well, I actually, you're right. So I like one of my favorite beers is "Got to Get Up to Get Down" by Wiseacre, and I can literally drink that all summer long. And it's a coffee beer. It's a
eat
coffee
your
milk
cereal
stout.
in it.
Yes, I'm obsessed with it. I love it.
It is a fantastic beer.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And a light beer for
It
a
is a
stout.
light
Yeah,
stout.
it is like so. It's like what's I think 6% or
5.4,
yeah,
somewhere
We used to
around
always take that one out to the little the pool parties and show it off as this is a stout you can drink in the summer.
there. Exactly.
And we do our little
I
events at other local businesses.
I mean, you put coffee in it, and I'm drinking it. It does cream liqueur, whatever. There's even a wine down there that has hints of coffee notes in it. It's
The
South
barista
African
from
barista,
South Africa.
and I love that too.
Mhm.
It's not for everybody, but I love it.
Mhm. I
There's a
think that's kind of
Pinotage.
typical of the soil.
Yeah.
You get that.
It
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Mhm.
The
That is in the
terroir.
grape. They do
Yeah.
not add coffee. To the
Right,
wine.
right. It's
That's
not a
right,
coffee
no.
wine.
It's
We do have a chocolate wine though. It's a couple Choco
Yeah,
vine.
Choco
Choco
Vine.
Vine.
It's
Yeah.
pretty
Not
tasty
bad
stuff
stuff.
too.
It's actually, no, it's really good.
It does not look so tempting in the bottle, but it's adult chocolate milk.
Most definitely.
Little fruit.
So you were going to give a shout out, Jake.
Time for Jake's shout out.
Jake's
of the
shout out.
week.
Let's do
yeah, yeah.
Jake's got the shout out this week because he was really excited to talk about.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna each week talk about a local business, restaurant, bar, something fun. And recently, my wife and I'm newly married.
That's right.
Hold your
Congratulations.
applause.
Hold your
applause.
Yeah. Oh wait, where's the button?
Shit.
Perfect. Give a song for
That
my
was,
wedding.
that was the wrong, that was the wrong button. You hit it
Yeah.
twice even.
I said C for cheering, right?
I was thinking A for applause.
Yeah, remember? We labeled these so we know which one is which. A is not applause. C is the
Well,
applause.
let's give him a cheer now.
Thank you. Anywho, it was our dating anniversary on August 11th, and so we decided to do something special. We haven't gone out a lot. We both recently got over our first ever bouts of COVID. We had staved off COVID for years and just so we decided to celebrate and go out, and we had never been to Cypress Social. Kind of another shout out, local food blogger, The Mighty Rib, always talks about how good their desserts are. And so we sat out on the patio. It's at the old Cock of the Walk spot in North Little Rock, which was an old crazy party bar back in the day. When did that shut down?
Cock of the Walk. That was
It's been a while.
yeah,
it's been gone a while.
little before my time, but I'll definitely remember it. We sat out on the patio. The weather wasn't too hot, and the chef's special was prime rib. Yeah, and it was one of the best pieces of beef I'd had. It had some kind of peppercorn bark. They house smoked it, and it was just perfectly cooked, rare, medium rare. But the dessert, as I was mentioning, was a Tres Leches triple chocolate coffee cake, and it had coffee buttercream in it, and it
so much going on there.
Incredible.
Wow.
It was incredible. 10 out of 10 dining experience. Great drinks, great cocktail. They had Lafroig scotch, which I'm more of a scotch guy than bourbon, so I had a little pour of scotch with my meal, and it was fantastic. Seek out Cypress Social.
We've been wanting to go to Cypress Social for a long time. I don't know why we haven't made the drive there.
All the way to Maumelle.
I know.
Yeah.
It's
Right
not
across
that-
the
It's
river.
not that far.
Yeah.
But we just forget, and I keep hearing people say how amazing it is, and we've got to go check it out.
Yeah, we will.
So speaking of scotches, though, it's I'm not a Scotch fan because I don't really like smoky things that much. But
Which
oddly-
they're not all smoky.
not all
I know they
smoky,
get
yeah.
a
They get a-
reputation. Mr. You love mezcals.
Well,
Which everybody hates on that because they think
That's
they're
where I
so
was going to pivot
smoky.
because I don't like scotches because of the smoky, but I love mezcal because they're smoky. So I'll even take like, regular cocktail ideas like not cosmopolitan,
An old-fashioned.
old fashioned, and ask them to put
Mezcal.
mezcal in it. I love things like that.
That sounds
Yeah.
awesome.
It
I've
is
never
really
done
actually-
that.
It's really good.
I've never done anything.
Another one
with-
is mezcal and coconut water.
That's my
That's
creative.
it?
That's a good
two?
poolside
I
drink.
actually
Okay,
I
yeah.
actually created that one myself in Mexico.
What'd you call it?
I didn't call it anything. Actually.
Mezcal and coconut water.
I'll have another, please.
Well, the reason it started was because they were at the pool we were at. They had actual coconuts.
Sure,
and
that sounds
so I
like
said,
it.
Why don't you just pour some mezcal in there for me? And it ended up being
Top it
amazing.
off,
and I
please.
feel like I'm doing something good because I'm drinking and hydrating at the same
Right.
time.
That's what I tell myself with beer. It's like beer's like 98% water, so I'm hydrating all the time. When I'm...
Exactly.
Hold on, production is giving. Oh, the screen one. We'll fix it later.
We have disappeared from the wall,
It's okay.
but we're still here.
You see
That's
enough
right.
of our faces,
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, and so just a reminder, for most people some people are going to be listening to this. You're not even going to be watching this live. You're going to hear it on the podcast on Tuesday. So
That's right. To our worldwide fans.
Yeah,
right.
if you're listening and care to watch us and our shenanigans, you have to go to the Facebook page and watch us on.
and we will try to be on time every Thursday.
We
4
promise.
o'clock. What else? What do we got here? So we got 10 minutes production says we let's go over some of these headlines.
Headlines.
Oh,
Yeah,
headlines.
yeah.
So, in international news, Japan's latest alcohol advice: please drink more. They are experiencing tax revenue shortages, so they are urging younger people in Japan
This
to
is the
drink
government.
more.
The
This
government.
is the government.
saying
This is the
Imagine
actual government.
Imagine
of
our
Japan.
government
Please
saying
drink more. We
something
need to
like
collect
that.
more tax
Please
money.
drink more. Give us money. And in
Wasn't it a big story for a while that Japan and kind of the millionaires and billionaires over there were drinking up a lot of the world's supply of like super high end scotches and
Oh, yeah,
sparkling
yeah,
wines,
Yes.
and so it was becoming harder to get in countries that were drinking normal amounts of it. And that,
Right. Yeah. So there's, some of our we've always heard that some of our product shortages on some of those things are because so much of it's going over to China. But
overseas.
yeah,
overseas.
overseas.
I should
Great.
say
Yeah.
So in a related headline, jumping from Japan back here to the States, who was this? Manager David Wang of Saga Hibachi Steakhouse
Shout out David Wang.
Yes.
David
David
Wang,
Wang.
manager David Wang. Toddler hospitalized after restaurant mistook alcohol for lemonade.
So what do you
Yeah.
think they served it in?
So I read the article. I'm not going to read it out loud,
Yeah.
but so the hibachi chef's doing his job around
Right.
the table,
Right.
and apparently at this restaurant they have condiment squirt bottles that they shoot sake into the adult patrons' mouths. And he grabbed the wrong bottle and was dosing this 3-year-old toddler
Oh no.
No.
repeatedly
Good
with
Lord.
sake. And unfortunately, the child was hospitalized.
Oh, my
but
gosh.
she did recover.
Okay, let's say.
Yeah.
You're laughing.
yeah. Manager David Wang was
Yeah.
very
Yeah,
apologetic.
I bet. Well, I mean, I love sake. I love it. Like if we go to,
It's a good buzz.
it is. It's like a different buzz than anything else. I don't know why it is, but
I've
just like a
never
calm-
been able to get into it. I can drink just about anything. Like I can't do it.
I mean,
I've tried some of the higher end ones and just
and it's the higher end ones I don't like. I mean, give me the
You like the cheap stuff.
cheap hot stuff.
wanna-
lit with a
yeah.
candle
Yeah,
at your table.
I want a pot of hot sake.
You know, Ben Bell used to say why they heat it up is to mask the off flavors because they do that with the bad stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Oh, is that why?
I'm not ashamed to admit it.
The same reason they serve super light beer and Mick Ultra at 29 degrees at
Right.
Twin Peaks because they don't want you to taste it going down.
Well, but speaking of Ben Bell, we actually need to have him on the show sometime. And speaking
Who
of
knows
that,
where Ben Bell
awesome
is?
guest.
yeah, Ben Bell would be awesome.
Is he
guest.
back in New
He's
York?
back-
or
I think he's
here?
back in Arkansas.
Is he?
Yeah,
Ben Bell, give us a shout.
Yeah,
Ben
find
Bell.
us.
Let us know when you're available.
we'll
to
hunt
come.
him down.
And speaking of that, we've kind of put the word out about our show to our distributors and some of our suppliers, and we're getting a lot of feedback on people who are wanting to come on the show and talk. So I think it's a very good chance that we might have a lot of guest speakers come on the show with us in the very near future.
Oh, we
We're
will.
already scheduling people. I believe.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we'll have so much to talk about.
More to look forward to. And who doesn't like to talk about booze?
That's right.
Yeah. We do it all the time and get paid for it. It's
That's
pretty
right.
fun.
It's not a bad gig. It's
Yeah.
a very fun industry.
I love it.
We're here for a reason.
Well,
Any shows you're excited about? TV shows?
okay.
Well,
so-
after many years, this weekend, Sunday night,
This was what
House
we were talking
of
about
the
earlier.
Dragon.
House of the Dragon, yes.
Follow up Game of Thrones.
Right.
It's
Spin
the
off.
prequel 300 years before Game of Thrones.
I'm very excited about it.
You're already up on the lore.
Well,
It's House Targaryen, right?
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm super.
Very excited about that.
I'm nervous though because you know the Game of Thrones, you just get so attached to all the characters and like the whole storyline.
And then what happens?
Exactly.
They all
Yeah.
die.
But yeah, we were talking about that before we came on because we still have a little bit of the limited edition Johnny Walker House of the Dragon Scotch left. So
I was actually shocked that we had anything.
I know.
Right.
Well, we
Game of
bought a
Thrones.
lot of it,
Yeah.
and I think the last season soured quite a few people, which it
I
wasn't
thought
so
The
great.
last season was awesome.
Oh, the internet hated it. I mean,
Oh,
lots
yeah.
of people
Yeah,
hated
yeah.
it,
People-
but
Um,
I think it wasn't maybe up to par with the season 4 and 5 or whatever the couple that were before the last one. But we bought so much of it. We're still sitting on, I bet, bottles you can't find really anywhere
probably
else,
not.
and so
okay, so
it'd be perfect to drink with the
Yeah.
season premiere.
Right. So
That's-
when you're
that's true.
sitting at home this weekend or coming to the store, because I know you all will.
Because
That's right.
you can come to the store and buy it, or we can deliver it to your doorstep. Believe it or
Exactly.
not.
That's right. You can download the app, and you can download the app, or you can visit us at legacylr.com. But when you download the app, make sure that you allow for push notifications, because just recently we did a push notification and we let go of
Some of those
12.
unicorns.
Yeah.
We did. It was like, I think
We had
ended
a
up-
few stacked up, and we
Yeah.
said, you know what,
Some
let's-
Blantons for
let's-
people who had the app and had notifications
That's right.
on.
Let's-
They, what
We-
was it? The story 12 were gone in 19 minutes.
It was
Yeah,
under-
it was
under
crazy.
20
People
under
were
20
just
minutes.
literally bum rushing the door,
Bringing
It
their
was
babies
crazy.
in.
bringing their
Right.
literally in the little carriers.
Yeah.
We actually just did that to see who was listening, who was paying attention, and we were pleased to see that there are people that
There are people that listen to us.
That's
So,
right.
I mean, yeah, that's a heads up for the app, but also we've talked about throwing in little Easter eggs on the podcast. So
we
if
might
you
do it.
keep listening to the show, we might say, hey, we're going to put out one bottle of this
Yeah.
on Wednesday at 5:30.
Yeah, we're going to hide it in the California cab. Unless you hear this, you're not going to know where it's at.
So yeah, just to follow up, get online, get on our website, or just pick up the dang phone and call Jared.
There's many ways to get a hold of us, and we'll help you out.
Well, I think we might be short on time, but let's go ahead and wrap things up because I don't want to. I don't want dead time.
This was a fantastic first episode.
You know what? Yes. Tremendously fun.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. We can't wait. This is going to be the first of many exciting episodes. So stay tuned.
So make sure, and also, did we talk about just liking the show on the Facebook page?
Oh, that's important.
Because our show has its own dedicated Facebook page.
That is right. Sips on the Rock.
That's right.
Sips on the Rock.
Facebook/Sips on the Rock. And so if you go follow the Facebook page, it'll notify you when we're going live.
And you can ask us questions live, and that will be a really cool feature, interacting with us live.
I'm glad you said that because I thought about that 3 times and I didn't get it out of my mouth during this episode. But you can ask us questions live in the feed. I'm actually watching it right now, just patiently waiting for someone to say something.
Right.
No one to say
We'll
anything.
Forgive everybody for the first episode. You know?
So if there's product questions you have, feel free to ask us.
We're here to answer everything,
That's
anything
right.
and everything.
As long as we like the question.
You want to figure
That's
out
right,
what
that's
you need to
right.
wear tonight on your date? We'll give an opinion.
And we'll tell you where to go, too.
I think the buzzword is Cypress Social.
That's right. That's right. All right, folks.
All right.
so
Thanks for
much.
joining us.
Thank
We
you
so
appreciate y'all.
much.
We will see y'all next
Keep
week.
on sipping.
Keep
That's
on
right.
sipping, folks.
Remember to subscribe to our podcast, Sips on the Rock, and like us on all the socials to keep up with what's new in the wide world of alcohol. Shop LegacyLR.com for curbside pickup or local delivery. Remember, for better service and better selection, shop local. Please enjoy responsibly. Cheers.